Unresolved problem segment tonight. Military action, always controversial in some circles, and after Osama bin Laden was killed by the Navy SEALs, a few people had a problem with it, citing moral grounds. One of them is Father Edward Beck, religion contributor for ABC News, who joins us now. Now, you told our guys, and I'm just going to quote you here, "I'm uncomfortable with the killing of Osama bin Laden being celebrated like a Super Bowl win," and referring to the people in front of the White House and other places, Times Square, were very jubilant about bin Laden dying. Why are you uncomfortable with that?
Rudolph Giuliani said he went to a church, which I think is a more appropriate action. This cannot be celebrated like a Super Bowl because it's a tragedy that this happened. Just because Osama killed all of these people, understandable, a tragedy, killing him does not justify that action.
Okay. You see, I disagree with you 180 degrees here. You remember after World War II, V-Day, VJ Day, and everybody was celebrating the end of the war because we had defeated our enemies who had tried to kill us and slaughtered countless millions of civilians. That celebration entirely appropriate. Wasn't it? It was an appropriate celebration, was it not?
Bill, when
for
you
victory
watch,
over the evil forces, wasn't it?
Yes, but when you watch these people celebrating, how does it make us any better than those in the Mideast who celebrate when America falls?
Well, here's why I think you're wrong on this.
This is not a Christian perspective.
I think I'm a good Christian, and I was very happy to see bin Laden killed because he was killing people, and he was capable of doing more killing.
But how does his death then justify what happened to 3,000 people? You'd have to kill 3,000 people if you want to talk about justice.
No, if there is a criminal enterprise underway, which Al-Qaeda certainly is, you would see that point, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the criminal enterprise cannot be stopped with any other method other than killing. Then you have to kill. And when the criminal enterprise is stopped, why not? That is a good thing.
Because it's maybe a necessary evil. But what about love of enemies? What about Jesus from the cross saying, "These are my killers, these are terrorists, but I forgive them, they know not what they do"?
Personal forgiveness is something the 9/11 families are entitled to. I'm not going to be intrude that because I didn't lose anybody in my family. But I'll tell you what, Jesus said render to Caesar, all right? And that meant that if you have to defend your country, you are okay with defending your country. That's not an anti-Christian thing to do.
That was about money. He said love of enemies. Pray for those who persecute you.
But render to Caesar was a general thing. A general thing. All right? When the government takes care of the government, I take care of spiritual matters. You can't tell me that Jesus Christ doesn't want to see Al-Qaeda defeated. You can't sit there and tell me that.
I would say God is not going to take sides like we take sides.
Oh,
God has a different kind of
good
justice.
And evil in the world. You telling me that God doesn't take sides against evil? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we don't judge what the evil is and how it's acted upon.
Who's we? I judge evil. Who's we?
But by what standards? Not to kill somebody.
By the standards of hurting innocent people. That's how I judge it.
Christianity says you can't kill somebody. All life is sacred. No matter what they've done,
says I have a right to defend myself, and so does my country.
Yes, as in a last resort, if that means killing somebody,
that's what it was.
Don't celebrate it. It's a necessary evil. Don't cheer about it like you're in a bar.
You're celebrating a victory of your country. You're celebrating a victory of your country.
That's not what they're celebrating. They wanted Osama bin Laden dead. Now that he's dead, let's raise the flag. Well, you know what? It may be good that he's dead.
I think you misinterpreted that, Father, with all due respect. I think that they were celebrating a victory over evil. And I don't think you understand, with all due respect again, the evil that Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden had brought to the world.
My father was a New York City firefighter. After 9/11, I was in the triage center at Chelsea Piers. I was counseling people. I've talked to people who've lost sons at 9/11.
Let me ask you this.
I know what that's like.
Was bin Laden evil?
That's not for me to judge. His actions certainly were evil. His actions certainly were evil, and they caused a lot of harm and destruction.
So you can, as a human being, make a determination on good and evil. You cannot do that.
No, I think that's up to God to ultimately decide who's evil.
I can. And I'll probably be punished for it by the deity.
I see his actions. I don't know a man's heart, ever, totally.
Well, I think I know bin Laden's
I can say the actions were wrong and despicable and needed to be punished.
You're a stand-up guy for coming in. I appreciate it. When we get right back, Bernie Goldberg.